I'm going to start the song right now.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take a different artist, different band, and we listen to all of their records. We rank them all from worst to best. We also give our biggest banger from each of them, and we also do our 6 Degrees with Tom DeLonge, where we connect whatever band we're doing for the week to Tom DeLonge in the shortest way possible. And if you didn't already know, my name is Tyler, and hundreds of miles away is Jeff. And while you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, give us 5 stars. Even though most people don't listen to us,
I listen.
Fucking listen to us and do it. And do it. Just fucking do it, bro.
Do it. I mean, you're in Raleigh.
And
do
it. Obviously, all the social media is at Asinine Radio. We have a Discord server. If you want to join that, hit us up. We'll send you the link. And we have a voicemail, or we have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, shoot us a text. That phone number is 503-893-5307. So get into that. And now that we're done with that, let's jump into our 6 Degrees with Tom DeLonge. And we're doing Fugazi this week. Obviously, we're doing Fugazi. So we're going to rank the records, but we're also going to connect Fugazi to Tom DeLonge. So what do you got, Jeff? Do you have anything?
So I did not do 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. I tried, and then honestly, I just didn't care enough. I got bored.
You bored this week? You were just bored this week from all
this? Like
Fugazi
sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. There was definitely some low moments for Fugazi, but I do have one thing for the 6 Degrees, and we're gonna start with Joe Lally, the bass player for the Fugazis, and he was also the bass player for this band called Ataxia. This band featured him as well as John Frusciante and Josh Klinghoffer. Great fucking band, Jeff. You should definitely check out their 2 records.
Before. We've talked about it before, many years ago, many moons ago.
Have we? Oh yeah, I do remember us talking about them actually. But yeah, so we go to Ataxia, and then John Frusciante to Omar Rodriguez Lopez, and Omar was in a band called Anti-Mask with Travis Barker, and then Travis Barker to Tom DeLonge in Boxcar Racer. So there you go. There's my 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. Easy fucking peasy right there. So let's move on. Let's move on to our album rankings. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing, what are you doing? The fuck are you doing?
Ready to go, kid. That's it. That's it.
I thought you were glitching out or something. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we're gonna rank their 6 full-length records plus their compilation 13 songs, which is just a comp of their first 2 EPs, because for some reason people really love that. And yeah, so we're gonna rank that too.
What are we doing?
13 songs.
Oh,
right.
I mean, I did not do it, but I know where I would put it in.
Oh, I said we were gonna rank it.
I thought we were doing
their 6 full lengths and 13 songs.
I thought we were only going to do it because we were going to do the album on the pod. Then we changed to repeater, so that's fine. I know where I would put it in.
Okay, okay. Let's just throw it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So what's your number 7 and your biggest banger from that?
Let's see. Red Medicine. This is so like
favorite.
None of these albums I think are bad, like bad, awful. Most of them are just similar. But Red Medicine was my least favorite because I don't know how to say his name, but I'm gonna say Piccolo.
I say Picciotto.
Every time if we're doing like DBZ, I'm gonna call him Piccolo. By this time, dude, Piccolo, with his vocals are they're the fucking worst part of this band. I cannot stand his fucking vocal delivery. It's annoying. I think Ian slays at his parts, but Piccolo parts are just so obnoxious. They're unlistenable. Honestly, unlistenable. Here, like it's reminiscent of that Pixie song, Broken Face. I got a broken face. Like that song, which is a super dope song. And the Pixies played off extremely well. But when Peixoto does it, it sounds like shit. And he's awful. And this was the worst of him. This album was the worst of him. And I cannot stand it. The song By You, B-Y space Y-O-U, not By You. By You was a pretty solid song. It's a cool lengthy build type of jam song, and it was actually sung by the bass player. So it has this kind of like super cool ethereal psychedelic feel to it, along with like a very laid back vocal delivery. So everything matched perfectly. And like I said, Ian MacKay's vocals are great. I actually really like him as a vocalist. But fuck me, that guy Peixoto is awful. I even listened to Rites of Spring this week too. Finally got around to it.
Finally, yeah. I've been telling you for actually probably years, I think, to listen to them.
It was like 2 months, but that's fine.
I think it's been years, but that's fine.
You just bought it like 2 months ago. It's the first time I ever heard of it. Like 2 months
Rites
ago.
of Spring, I got it like early on when we started collecting.
You
But I've
bought it
always
like 2
liked
months
Rites
ago.
of Spring.
But anyway, the Rites of Spring, the music is fantastic. But that's like the vocals are terrible. They're awful. He doesn't even sing the way he does on fucking Fugazis. He's too obnoxious vocal deliveries. It's unreal.
So are we saying Ian's last name right? Is it Ian MacKay or Ian Mackay? Because I hear people say different things.
I think it's McKay because I mean just based off of
I think so too.
One thing that I watched and somebody said McKay, and so that's what I'm gonna go with.
I mean, we're also going to preface this by saying like neither of us have ever really been Fugazi fans, so
yeah,
we're kind of new here. We're kind of new here.
Yeah, Peixoto's vocals are awful. Well. That's okay.
Okay, so Red Medicine is your least favorite.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 7 is Steady Diet of Nothing, their second record from July 1991. This one is just fine. I would never ever go back to this. It's just kind of it's picking up where Repeater left off. This is like the Repeater B-sides. The B-sides for Repeater. That's what this record is. There's not, I don't know. I just don't care much for this. It's forgettable. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, outside of like the bass playing and some of the drum parts, I don't really care too much for this record. If I had to pick a banger, it'd be the song Steady Diet. It's an instrumental, which is very nice. I don't have to listen to a certain somebody's voice. So that was nice. And I don't know, man. I got nothing else on this record. I just don't really care too much for this
fact that you like Rites of Spring means that you probably like Piccolo's vocals, which I just don't understand because they're so dumb. He's bad.
Man.
He's bad. He is bad.
Okay.
He's
right.
bad.
Okay.
It's bad.
Okay. All right.
Rites of Spring, he's bad on Rites of Spring too. The music's fantastic, but goddamn, dude, shut up.
All
wow.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
So what do you got for number 6? Oh, wow. What do you got for number 6?
In on the Kill Taker, their third album, 1993. This one's cool. A lot of extended like instrumental parts. I dig, and like the instrumentals are directly contrasted to the aggressive, post-hardcore sound. It's cool. I get it. But there's also like a lot of repetitive noise. There's a guitar slide that they do it like 7 times in a row rather than just one time. It's like a deliberate attempt to be kind of annoying.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's fine. But overall, I think it's just, it's okay. Like,
so you would never get it on vinyl?
No. I'm only going to get I want, I guess, now my top 3 on vinyls.
Okay. All right.
But my favorite song is called Casavetes or Casavetes. I don't know how you would say it. But this one has everyone kind of doing their own like jam thing, but it also has that exact guitar slide that I mentioned. He does it so much in the song, and it's so loud, and it's so obnoxious, but I kind of like it. But I only want one song like that. But they do it all over this album. It's fucking irritating.
All right. So my number 6 is 13 Songs. I kind of didn't like this record. I just didn't. You know what? Fuck it. 13 Songs is my least favorite. I don't care for this one at all. I know it's the 2 EPs, but I listened to this for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I just couldn't believe that this is what people love about Fugazi. I don't get it. I think it's just straight fucking boring. 13 songs is not great. So yeah, this is my least favorite. Now fuck it. It's my least favorite. It's not a good record. Would
Damn.
never buy it.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about this one. The only thing I will say is that the second half, the second EP, the Margin Walker, is significantly better than the Fugazi EP. But even that is, it's just not great. Not great. So, I guess if I had to pick a song, it would be Margin Walker, which is the title track off the second EP. But it's not that great. So, yeah, fuck it. 13 songs sucks. So it's my number 6. I don't care.
Okay.
Fuck all the Fugazi fans too. They probably hate me. But what do you got for
fine.
number 5?
No, that's fine. Number 5 is The Argument, their 6th album, 2001, baby. Okay. This just seemed like a little more accessible. It was like their pop album. If Fugazi had a pop album, it'd be this. It was just more pop focused than anything they've ever done. Not that it's like a bad thing. It just made for a kind of like bland album. It was just a toned down version of like Repeater, and it was something that they did, and it gets fucking like, actually they all kind of do, but I don't understand like why this one gets such great reviews. I really don't, because I think this is just a pop album by a band that made such a name for themselves for being, I don't know, so unique and so different. But like really, they're kind of a pop band too. They write music in a pop format a lot of the times. But I don't know, The Argument, it was fine. The last song and the title song had a really good vocal melody. If I had to pick one, I didn't playlist it, but that's about it. I don't know. I really don't care.
All right.
This was hard, dude.
Fair.
This was hard because I didn't care about most of these albums.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. I
really just didn't fucking care.
Agreed. So my number 5 is also The Argument. And like you said, yeah, this is their last record. They do experiment a little bit more, but this album just it's kind of bland. It doesn't add that much after what happened on End Hits, and just run of the mill for this kind of Fugazi. I just don't really care too much for it. But the one song that really caught me off guard was Night Shop. That particular song, it had some really cool moments with some great guitar parts. And it's a very unique song. It's more electronic based. It's kind of frantic at moments too. And I think it's a pretty solid fucking song. That's a playlistable song. But other than that, this record really just kind of falls flat. Like Fugazi's a band to me that like you listen to one album, you're just good. You don't need to listen to any more for the day. That's really what it is. But I listened to fucking 5 Fugazi records yesterday, so. I mean, they're like maybe there was
35, 40 minutes long. That's fine.
That's a little long for Fugazi. But yeah, The Argument is my number 5.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 4?
Repeater. That's what I got for number 4 is Repeater. Album of the week, baby.
All right. That's my number 4 as well. Repeater is my number 4.
Damn.
So let's move on to our number 3. So what do you got? We're matching up pretty well for the most part.
The only thing different here is just end hits, I guess, because you've already said Steady Diet of Nothing. You've already said 13 songs. So the only thing that matches up here
maybe it's not.
In the top 3 is end hits. But yeah, my number, what are we on, 3?
We are on 3, yeah.
Yeah, 3. My number 3 is 13 songs. This is their debut, I guess, their EPs, their compilation EP thing, whatever the fuck it was. This was this? Dude, this was stupid good. This was amazing. This was really, really fucking good. This was so like dumbed down in its presentation, but it was so like complex in its writing because of how jammy this band is. This band is a jam band, but they only jam for like 3 minutes. And 13 songs kind of like perfectly kind of captured that jam essence, but I think is the best representation of their, I guess, the post-hardcore sound, because it's so aggressive and so broken at times. But that also kind of just has to play with the fact that it's just 2 EPs. And so it's not entirely fair because their first actual album is Repeater, and I don't think it's as good as 13 songs or another 2 albums. So I don't know. I rank it here, but I also understand that, it's easier to write a cohesive EP than it is to write an album. because you're
true.
with half the fucking songs.
True.
But 13 songs was great. I loved it. It was amazing.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
All right.
And even like Piccolo Pete, like they split the albums or the lead vocals like almost down the middle, and he wasn't annoying. He wasn't as annoying here.
Well, the first Fugazi EP, he was the only singer from what I remember. Or no, he wasn't the only singer, but he didn't play guitar on the first EP. And then the second EP, they became more of a collaborative thing where he did pick up the guitar, and collaborated with them. But oh man, I can't believe that's so high. That record, that thing sucks. Wow.
Okay.
All right, what was your banger off of this one? Or did you didn't really make notes for this one?
I didn't really make notes for this one.
All right.
But I did like this a lot. I really did like this a lot.
All right. So my number 3 is the album End Hits, their 5th record from 1998. This one's just a good extension of Red Medicine. The production's a little bit more polished, but it's solid. I mean, it has that typical Fugazi sound, which we'll get more into when we talk about Repeater on the main episode. They're still experimenting some with the reggae stuff, some art rock stuff, which was cool. And thankfully, some of the vocals weren't as annoying on this one as some of the earlier releases. So that's my number 3 is End Hits. My favorite song is 5 Corporations. It's like a super punk song. They don't have very many straightforward punk songs, but this is one of them. It drives along quick, fast. It just gets me going. I like this song a lot. It's a killer song.
Okay.
So yeah, 5 Corporations is my banger off of End Hits, which is my number 3. So what do you got for number 2?
I don't know how you think. I know you like Piccolo Pete's fucking vocals, and I just don't understand it. They're so annoying. They are. They're really annoying, and they're more annoying than what he was singing on fucking Rites of Spring. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I know you bought it today because I saw a program. They got rid of it, so obviously you bought it.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. Okay, but number 2 for me is
why'd you spy?
Why you spy me?
Why'd you spy on me? Why did you do that?
I had to.
I wanted to make it a surprise. I wanted to make it a surprise.
Stupid your rankings were, and my suspicions were confirmed. My number 2 is Steady Diet of Nothing, their second album. Why did you like this? Was dope. This was fucking great. I like a lot about this album. And at first I thought the sound itself was just like a little less dynamic. But then like after reading that it was their first like self-produced album, they weren't like always on the same page as far as how to mix the album because they also mixed it. And so they're, like a band that doesn't know how to mix an album, they're thinking, oh, this is the guitar solo. Let's like quiet everybody down, make the guitar solo loud. You don't need to do that all the time if that's not pacing in the flow of the song. So there are a lot of choppy parts, like production-wise. But then, I don't know, like overall, it's just really cool, really jammy. I dig it. A lot of really good instrumental parts. And then obviously the song Steady Diet is my favorite song here. It has this really rad like surf rock tinge to it. But overall, this entire album has amazing instrumental parts. Not a lot of instrumental songs, but instrumental parts. And they do it a lot. And again, I said it once already, but this is like a jam band, like a punk jam band. If not like one of the best punk jam bands ever. Because they jam, dude. They really rip into it. Everybody's doing something different, but everybody finds their own groove, and they mesh so damn well. And I think on Steady Diet of Nothing, even though the production was kind of shitty, but that's because they decided to tackle it on their own, which I respect. I get it. That's fine. But this is some of the coolest like jam stuff they did. And the song Steady Diet is like their best song. Straight up.
That is a great song. It is a really good song.
It's a fucking, I guess it's a post-hardcore surf rock song. It's amazing. It's unreal.
What makes it good too is that it's an instrumental. You don't have to listen to annoying voices. So
even though you like Piccolo Pete's voices, but that's fine.
Well, I didn't say that. I haven't said that at all.
I know you do because you're a little cut. That's fine though.
You just like to assume things, and what happens when you assume things. Anyway, that's your number 2. Is the worst album, or not their second worst album? All right. What is my number 2? My number 2 is In on the Kill Taker, their third record from 1993. And it's this album is just a lot more diverse than everything before it, and it was more exciting. The guitar parts were more experimental. It sounded like they were kind of having fun, almost like they weren't taking themselves as seriously, and it was nice. And of course, the rhythm section was fucking killer because that's honestly like one of the best parts of this band. This is the first album where I began to be able to differentiate between the songs. Like there was enough. Some of the songs were unique enough to where I knew when it was going to the next song. It wasn't just a lot of the same. God, some of the droning on certain things. But yeah, this is a really good record. This is a solid fucking record. And my favorite song is Rend It. That's my banger. I love the highs and lows of this song. I know it's a little ballady, but Pidgeotto, he does some. I like his voice on this one. He does some rad things with his vocals, and
I know you love Pidgeotto.
I like.
God,
I do.
he's the
Okay,
fucking
whatever.
worst. He's like, his vocals are the worst part of this band. His vocals are even worse than the Ian McKay's fucking up his own ass about how DIY he is and amazing he is about
just
holding out.
Just wait.
God, Pidgeotto.
Let's not even get into that yet. I mean, there's so many things that are obnoxious about this band, but yeah, In on the Kill Taker is my number 2. So, what is your number 1?
Well, if you've been following along, my number 1 is End Hits. End Hits.
I'm surprised it's that high.
Their 5th one. This one's great. A lot of great instrumental bits that really groove, really go someplace. A lot of experimentation too for the band, like mostly in the instrumental department, obviously. And it's a really heavy album. Like some of the heaviest stuff they've done is on this album. Half the songs are over 4 minutes, so there's plenty of time to just kind of explore the sounds properly, relax a little bit, and just let everything breathe. Let it go. This band is at their best when no one's talking and they're just jamming. That's the best part about this band.
True. That's true. That's very true.
But my favorite song is called Arpeggiator. Arpeggiator. And like we're taking a musical term, right? Like arpeggio, arpeggiate the chord. You're taking a musical term here and turning it into like their own little jam. They're slowing down an arpeggio and they're turning it into like a cool, groovy jam sesh. And that was great. But like they're still throwing in the high guitar parts over the way fuzzed out low rhythm guitar, which makes for an amazing contrast, all while like throughout their entire career, or the albums that we listened to, all the while the rhythm section is just fucking slaying it. Especially the bass. Absolutely just slaying it. And this song was great. It was almost 5 minutes of just solid excitement and enjoyment. I love this. I love this album a lot. This was like hands down their best album. Objectively, that's in the record books as fact. We can just end the pod today, right now. We're done.
It is a fucking solid record.
It
is good. Oh, no. Because the best album is actually Red Medicine. That is their best record, 4th record from 1995.
Nuts.
This one's even more diverse than the last. It's great too because there's 2 instrumentals, which is nice, so less vocals, which is always a good thing, especially when I don't have to hear one of them sing. And it seems overall though the album seems like they really locked in with each other from a songwriting perspective. It seems like they were writing more interesting parts and intertwining it with one another, and rather than just kind of going through the motions. Like it seemed like they were more focused on creating really cool parts, and I love how unique certain things sound on this record. I mean, I understand the production is cleaner and everything like that from the earlier stuff, but it still sounds fucking killer. Like it doesn't sound overproduced and it doesn't sound loud, overly loud. It's the dynamic on it the dynamics on this record are really good. And like you mentioned earlier, this is the only, well, actually you mentioned the song By You, which is sung by Lally, the bass player, and it's the only song, as far as I know, that he's had lead vocals on, which is really cool. So, yeah, this record's great.
How do you like fucking Piccolo
I bought it
Pete?
today.
How do you like that? How do you tolerate that?
I didn't even say that, but okay.
Oh my God, it ruins the album.
But I did buy Red Medicine today. I went out. I went
know
out
you
record
did.
shopping
I
today.
checked Program's site and it was gone. I know you did.
Fucking cheated. You fucking cheated. That's what you did. I purposely kept it a secret because I didn't want you to know my rankings until we actually did this episode, but you had to fucking cheat and see what I bought today.
I kept baiting you too. I was like, "Oh, send me a picture to see what you would
I
get."
know you were doing. I know exactly what you were doing. So I bought Red Medicine and I bought Repeater along with a few other records, but
Dude, Red
but yeah,
Medicine
no,
it's a good
this
record.
record's
I
fucking
like
sick.
Red Medicine a lot. Like, I like Ian's parts. I actually like the way he sings a lot. But fuck, man, Piccolo is hands down the worst part of this band. Cannot stand it at all.
Oh man. So my biggest banger off of this particular album is Bed for Scraping. This is a fast upbeat song for them. That bass is super squirrely, the guitar is just as squirrely, and this is one of the examples where like the two instruments just intertwine with each other so well, and it makes for a really, really good song. And some good screaming, some good heavy parts on this song. It's just a really well-rounded song.
If it's good screaming, then it's for sure McKay and not Piccolo.
Well, we'll see.
No,
We'll
Piccolo
see.
doesn't scream. He screams on Righteous Spring sometimes, but he doesn't scream on this. He just... Oh, God, his voice is so different in the two bands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not so different.
They're
but
so different.
We'll talk about it on the main pod.
So different.
So we have anything left on the rankings?
No, except that you're insane. Like it's crazy. This is crazy. You fell down on the way to program or something. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I get it.
All right. So thank you all for listening. Give us 5 stars. Go do that. Get off your asses and go do that. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the main episode because we're getting into the album Repeater from Fugazi. So that's it. That's all.
Repeat it.